Okay. Now let's get into the unit 2. Unit 2. What's the unit, people? Accounting equation. Accounting equation. So let's do a quick recap of this particular unit. Then we'll get into some numbers. Okay. We'll take few transactions and we'll try to recall certain transactions and we'll see how to record those transactions one by one. So the first area that we are going to focus is the elements. How many elements we studied? Can you all remember? 5. What is the first element? Asset. So under the asset, people, I gave you 3 key points. What are the 3 points that I gave you? Assets are resources owned by the business or controlled by the business. Controlled by the business. Write down. Resources. Resources. Don't say the word owned by the business. Owned by the business is wrong. Huh? Resources controlled by business. And second point. So better to write, people, economic resources. Huh? Economic resources. The resources which will bring you economic benefits. Write it as economic resources controlled by the business. Assets are economic resources controlled by the business. Second point, what did I tell you? Available as a result of past transaction or event. Third point, we will get benefited, tell me, in the future. We will get benefited in the future. These are the 3 points that we studied under the assets, people. So remember these 3 points. Then everyone tell me, assets, 3 points. Tell me the focus 3 points in assets. First point, it is economic resource controlled by the business. Second point, as a result of past transaction or event. Third point, in the future we will get benefit. Get benefit means inflow of the benefit or outflow of the benefit. Inflow of the benefits. Okay. And we studied, if you are getting this future benefits, future benefit, more than 1 year, more than 1 year, what is that? What is that? Long-term assets. If not, non-current assets. Less than 1 year. Less than 1 year, current assets. Current assets. Okay. Second one. What is the second one we studied, Lamai? Liability. 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 So liability. First point. Liability is a present business obligation. Present business obligation. Arose as a result of past transaction or event. Settlement. Settlement. Outflow of resources. Resources. Embodying economic benefits. Embodying economic benefits. Outflow of resources. Outflow of resources in future. In future. If this outflow is happening, after 1 year. What is that, people? Tell me. Non-current liability. If it is within 1 year, tell me. Current liability. So this is the second one that we studied, liability. Okay. What's the third one? Equity. Equity. Equity simple. What is that? Equity means it's the difference between total assets and total liabilities. Total asset minus total liability. That is what equity. From the business assets, once you settle the business liability, whatever remaining belongs to the owner. That's what equity is. From the business assets, once you deduct the business liabilities, whatever the remaining belongs to the owner. That is what equity. Next one. Income. What is income? What is income? So before learning the income, you tell me this. For a business, two parties will, for the equity of the business, two parties, or under the equity itself, will write it to you. For the equity, two parties will affect. Who are the two parties? For the equity of the business, two parties will affect. Who are the two parties? One is the owners. Other one is the business. One is the owner. Other one is the business. Owner will affect the equity, and business also will affect the equity. How owner will affect the equity, people tell me? How owner will affect the equity? Additional capital and the drawings. Additional capital and the drawings. Additional capital and drawings. How business will affect the equity, people tell me? Income and expenses. Income and expenses. Income and expenses. So don't forget, for the equity, two parties will create impact. What are the two parties? One is the owners, other one is the business. How owners will create the impact, people? Through additional capital and drawings. How the business will create impact? Through income and expenses. Now let's move to income. Income. About the income, we studied few points. Income will increase the asset. Income will decrease the liability. Income will increase the asset, decrease the liability. Income will increase the equity. Income will increase the equity. This is for a period. For a period. For a period. So income is something because of the owners or because of the business. Income is something, look at this. Income is something creating an impact on the equity because of the owner or because of the business. Because of the business. So how we can say because of the business, not because of owners. Correct, no? ඌ කොල්ලෙක් කියන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඌ කෙල්ලෙක් නෙමෙයි කියන්නත් පුළුවන්. both are same, no? Yes or no? ඌ කොල්ලෙක් කියන එකයි ඌ කෙල්ලෙක් නෙමෙයි කියන එකයි දෙකම එකයිනේ. Not two different things, no? As per me, yeah. Okay. So not because of business. Not because of owner. Now let's take expenses value. Expenses. Expenses will decrease the asset and expenses will increase the liability. Expenses will decrease the equity for a period. Again, because of the business. Because of business. Not because of owner. Not because of owner. That means because of business. Because of business. So by looking at this, you can tell me three differences between, look at this. Three differences between income and expenses. Tell me three differences. Income will increase the asset. Expense will decrease the asset. Income will decrease the liability. Expense will increase the liability. Income will increase the equity. Expense will decrease the equity. Tell me similarity between both. Both are for a certain period. Both are not because of owners. Both are because of the business. Okay. Done. So next, what is the basic accounting equation we studied, Lamai? Tell me. Accounting, second one. Accounting equation. Accounting equation. Tell me the basic accounting equation that we studied. Asset equals, generally in A levels, what you have? Liability plus equity. Yeah. Liability plus equity. Third one. Third one is discounts. Discounts. Discounts, we studied two types. Can you all remember? One is the trade discount. Other one is the cash discount. Trade discount also we studied two. What are the two? Trade discount received, trade discount allowed. Cash discount we studied two. What are the two? Cash discount received and cash discount allowed. Out of these four, what are the two things that we are taking in the double entry system? We studied this. Out of these four, what are the two things that we have to consider, record in the double entry system? Only the cash discounts. Okay. So these two not recorded in double entry system. Not recorded in double entry system. Double entry system. Always write the value. Always write the value after trade discount. After trade discount. Always write the value after trade discount. Cash discounts. Cash discounts. It is recorded in the double entry system. Yes. These two recorded in the double entry system. recorded in double entry system. Recorded in double entry system. Cash discount received recorded as what in the double entry system? Tell me. Cash discount received is recorded as what in the double entry system? Huh? Cash discount received is recorded under what element of the double entry system? Income. This is an income. Cash discount allowed? Expense. This is recorded as an expense. So this is what income? Other income. This is what expense? Distribution expense. Okay. We'll assume in your exam, in a question, they have given value before deducting cash discount. Value before deducting cash discount. Okay. Value before deducting cash discount. From this, they will be deducting the cash discount. Then you will be getting the value after deducting cash discount. Example, let's take example. I am going to make a payment. Our supplier is giving us a 10% cash discount. So what does that mean? When I am going to pay 100x, my supplier is giving me a discount of how much? 10x. Then how much I will end up with paying? Only 90x. Okay. Sometimes in your exam, what they will do? They will give this value. They will give this value. They will say this value as 180,000. Okay, we'll assume. If this is the case, how to find the discount amount? If they give the value after deducting the cash discount, that means this is the paid amount or the received amount. Paid amount or the received amount. They are telling we paid 180,000. Tell me how much discount that we received. How to find it? 180,000 is the value of how many x? 90. Then 180,000 divided by 90. Here how many x is there? 10 is there. Multiply by 10. Get me the answer. Take the calculators. Take the calculators and get me the answer. 180,000 divided by 90 into 10. What's the value that you are getting? 20,000. 20,000. So in the same way, you can get this one also. The same way you can get this one, or you can do a reverse calculation. Let's make 180,000 divided by 90. Here how many x is there? 100x is there. Multiply by 90. So still you will get the same answer 200,000. You do it and see. Write down this. Yeah. Okay. Suppose the discount is 20%. Then what you should do? Divide this by 80. Multiply by 20. If the discount is 15%, what you should do? Divide it by 85. Multiply by 15. If the discount is 5%, divide this by 95. Multiply by 9. Divide this by 95. Multiply by 5. If the discount is 3%, what you should do? Divide by 97. Multiply by 3. If the discount is 2%, divide it by 98. Multiply by 2. So here discount is how much? 10%. Then divided by 90. Multiply by 10. Okay. So that's about with the discount. Now let's move to the next one. What is the next one? Next one, items will impact the equity. Both one. So I gave you this. Items impact equity. I gave you this. Because of the owners, 2 items are there. What are the 2 items, people? Additional capital will increase the equity. Drawings will decrease the equity. Because of the business, 2 items are there. Income will increase the equity and expense will decrease the equity. Fifth area. We studied how to calculate the closing equity. Tell me. How to calculate the closing equity? Tell. At least something. Opening equity plus additional capital minus drawings plus the net profit. Tell me another name for equity. Another name for equity. What is that? Net assets. Another name for equity is net assets. So this one we studied, people. We can find out in other 2 ways. What are those 2 ways? One is the closing total assets minus the closing total liability. That is one way. Opening equity that we can find. Opening total assets minus the opening total liability. That is another way. Write down that. Okay. People who are done with that, go to the page number 14, 1-4. Read the question. Read that accounting equation question. So from this question, people, I am trying to cover 17 possible kind of adjustments you can get in your school term exam. So these 17 adjustments, I don't know whether you will get everything. Okay. So get the learning. At least even if you focus only for this question properly, in your school exam, at least you will be able to score some marks from the adjustments that we are going to study here. Okay. Sometimes out of the 17 adjustments for your school exam, 10 adjustments can be there. In this, whatever so to do this question, it might take maybe 20 minutes. If you focus for this 20 minutes properly, if you get these 17 adjustments properly, in your school exam, sometimes you will be able to score the perfect mark for the accounting equation question. You don't know. In the class, sometimes you might not have studied properly. Focus it now properly and get the learning properly. Okay. So put the format, everyone. Take a piece of paper and put the format. Take a piece of paper and put the format. There is no space to do it in the Tute. You take it, you do it in a different paper. Okay. So motor vehicles are there. Motor vehicles. Then furniture fitting. Inventory, debtor, cash. Inventory, debtor, cash, creditor, bank loan, other payable, creditor, bank loan, other payable and equity. Assets, liability, equity. Assets equals liability plus equity. So don't look at the entire question as a full question, people. Learn adjustment by adjustment. 17 adjustments, no? Learn one by one. If you are good in these 17 adjustments, people, in your school exam, majority of the adjustments you will be able to complete. Okay. So get the maximum from the session, people. Maximum ඔයාට කොච්චර දේවල් tackle කරගන්න පුළුවන්ද? ඔයාට identify කරගන්න පුළුවන්ද? එච්චර tackle කරගන්න කොහොමද? Okay. So read the first one, people. Someone invested 300,000 cash and 400,000 worth motor vehicle. So we'll record it, people, first one. So he invested a motor vehicle increasing by 400, and he invested cash 300. Put the equal sign. That's a psychological thing. It's always better to put the equal sign. So altogether, how much he invested, people? 700. So we'll write and keep opening additional capital. Opening additional capital. So that is a super simple adjustment. So these are simple adjustments in your exam also. You can get lamai. In your exam, always they will not test difficult adjustments. Simple ones also there. So most students are there. They will not get the marks in the simple ones also. They will go wrong because they don't know the simple adjustments also. So don't make those tiny errors. Read the second one now. We purchase furnitures. So we purchase furnitures for how much? 100,000. Then our furniture fitting increasing by 100,000. And you purchased it on cash basis. So if that's the case, your cash is decreasing by 100,000. I told you when you are doing the accounting equation, always check whether the left side and right side is same. Here left side plus 100,000 minus 100,000, 0. Right side also 0. So it is same equation, no? Oh, yeah, no? When the mirror gahalti. It is a part of liability. Okay. Next up. Third one. Purchased goods. Tell me another two more names for the goods. Inventory. What else? Stocks. Another name? Main trading item. Okay. So you purchase some inventory for 100,000. So your inventory increasing by 100,000 and your cash is decreasing by 100,000. So you see people, before I write the next adjustment, you give a try and see. If you can get the correct answer means you know that adjustment, right? So that means those kind of simple adjustments, you can get the marks. You can score marks. Okay. Next one. Sales for 130,000. Cost of the goods are 80,000. So you have sold for 130,000. Your cash is increasing 130,000. The cost of the items that you sold was 80,000. So here you made a profit. How much is the profit that you made? 50,000 profit. So you can write plus gross profit. So here I'll write and keep S130 cost 80. S130 cost 80. Gross profit. Gross profit is 50. Why am I writing this one in this question, people? They are asking us to prepare the profit and loss statement. So since they are asking us to prepare the profit or loss statement only, I am preparing it. Okay. Fifth one. Read the fifth one. You purchase goods this time on what basis? Credit basis. That means your inventory increasing 150 and your cash is not decreasing. You purchased it on credit basis. No? Then what will happen? What liability will increase? Creditor liability will increase by 150. Creditor liability will increase by 150. Sixth one. It is a credit sale. Credit sale means what asset should increase? Cash asset or the debtor asset? Debtor asset. You sold it for 200,000. What is the cost of the badu that you sold? Inventory going out 130,000. That means you made a gross profit of how much, Lamai? 70,000. So here I'll write and keep S200 cost 130. S200 cost 130. Seventh one. Seventh one is a good adjustment. It is a good adjustment. So what's the percentage, people tell me? 5%. Format එක දාගන්නකො. 100x minus, tell me, 5x. Then here how much? Tell me. If you tell only, it will go to your head. 95x. In this question, ඒගොල්ලෝ දීලා තියෙන්නේ 100x the 5x the 95x the. What they have given? They have given people, they have given paid 47,000. That means what? Paid 47,000. If you have 100, if you get a discount of 5, you will pay only 95. No? So paid amount is what they have given. So this is the value of 95x. How much is that? 47,500. 47,500. Paid amount. Paid amount. You see the format that I gave you. Last paid amount format I gave you no, before doing this. So find me this value. How to find? Help me. 47,500 divided by 95 into 5. What's the value that you are getting? 2,500. 2,500. So this one is simple. How much is that? 50,000. 50,000. How to record this? Let's record one by one. How much you paid, Lamai? 47,500. Cash reduction 47,500. 47,500 cash reduction. How much is the discount received, Lamai? 2,500. Cash discount. Cash discount received is what for the business? And income for the business. Plus 2,500. Cash discount received. or discount received income, whatever. Discount received. How much total liability decreasing? My creditor liability should decrease by 50,000. So this is one adjustment, people. Just focus only on this adjustment. හරියට මරගන්න ඔයාගේ exam එකේ ආයේ මේ එක පාරයි හරියට ඕක දාගන්න exam එකට ලකුණු ගන්න පුළුවන්. This is an adjustment every time getting tested. If you are not going to use your brain a little bit, if you are bloody lazy to use these people, if you are bloody lazy, you will never do this adjustment till the A-levels. Trust me, yeah. Till the A-levels, you will never do this adjustment. Use this. Poddakoko process karanna. Try to identify. Okay, what has happened here? Take a process karanna. When you process only, it will go to your head. If you are not processing it, if you are just looking and waiting, you will not do this adjustment ever. Even in the A-levels also, you will not do it. So try to process it. Use your bloody brain. If you are not using, it will not function. So use it properly. You do the next one, will you? Do the next one. Do the next adjustment. 8th adjustment. Do the 8th one. So write the format first. Write the format. 100x. What's the percentage? Tell me. 8x. 8x. It is a paid amount or received amount? Received එහෙනම් කීයද කියන්න මට? Received 92x. Okay. So how much they have given? How much they have given? Tell me. 73,600. What is that 72,600? What is that? Read the word. Read it. Read that 72,000. What is that? Received. Received. That means 100 or 8 or 92. මොකක්ද ඒක? Received. Received. 92. 72,000 or 73,000? 73,000. 73,600. Find these two values. So here 73,600 divided by 92 into how much? 8. What's the value? 6,400. 6,400. Then here how much? 80,000. Again, I am telling, if you are a person who is writing, still if you are writing this one by looking at the board, people, don't do A-levels. Simple as that. That means you don't like to use your bloody brain. After telling so many times, if you are still writing this by looking at the board, don't do A-levels, lamai. Trust me, there is a high chance you will fail. That means you don't want to use your brain. If you are not going to use your brain, latest papers, අලුත් papers ඔයාට කරන්න බෑ. මොකද ඔයා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම fail වෙන chance එක වැඩි. Okay. Still, if you are looking at the board and doing this adjustment. After telling so many times, still if you are not trying it, if you are not trying on your own, if you are trying to do by looking at the board, trust me, don't do A-levels because chance of failing is very high. Okay. So cash received is how much, people? 73,600 plus the cash 73,600. And this is what, people? Discount received or discount allowed. This is discount allowed. Discount given. Income or expense? Expense. Minus 6,400. Equity discount allowed. So total debtor reduction should happen by how much, people? 80,000 minus 80. Ninth one. It is simple. No? Received commission income plus 75 cash is increasing. It's an income plus 75 equity commission income. 10th one. Paid operating expenses, again a simple one. Cash decrease in 90,000. It's an expense. Expense will decrease the equity 90,000. Operating expense. Eleventh one. That is also simple. You took a bank loan. When you take a bank loan, you are getting cash. Cash increasing 100,000. From other side, what will happen when you take a bank loan? Bank loan liability will increase by 100,000. Twelfth one. Settle 15,000 bank loan. Inside that, which includes 2,000 interest. That means somehow your cash is going out 15. But loan liability should get decreased by how much? Only 13. Reason 2,000 is what? Interest expense. Interest expense. Owner's personal bill paid by the business. If business pays any personal payments of the owner, what is that? Drawings. If business pays any personal payment of the owner, drawings. How much is the value? 1,000. Our cash he used. So here reduction of the equity because of the drawings. Drawings is not our expense. Drawings are owner's things. Owner's things so yape venavenamai. Our things are only expenses. Owner's things are drawings. 14th one. Read that one, people. That is a good one. Owner settled. Owner settled. What is that? Owner settled our creditors. Considered as what? If owner settle our payments from his personal pocket, it is considered as additional capital. So plus, how much is that? 12. Plus 12 additional capital. And our creditor liability decreasing. Minus 12. 15. Owner invested another 100,000 to the business. That's a simple one. Increasing 100,000. 100,000 additional capital. Cash increasing 100,000. Equity increasing 100,000. 16. Fixed assets should be depreciated 12% per annum. So what are the fixed assets that we have? Motor vehicles is there and the furniture fitting is there. So take your calculators. Let's do it for motor vehicles. 400,000. 12%. What's the value that you are getting? 48,000. Correct? Correct? 48,000. If you write 48,000, wrong. What's the reason? If you write 48,000 wrong, depreciation of the motor vehicle, what's the reason? Reason we are doing the question only for a month. Then you have to divide this by 12. Divide this by 12. Then what's for a month? 4,000. For a month, 4,000. Let's do it for furniture fitting. Furniture fitting. 100,000 is there. 12%. You are getting 12,000 again if you write 12,000 wrong because you have to take it for a month. Per month, how much? Per month. Per month. Write down these workings. 1,000. So motor vehicle decreasing by 4,000. Furniture fitting decreasing by 1,000. So total depreciation expense how much, people? 5,000. Depreciation expense 5,000. Equity decreasing. Last adjustment. Operating expenses not yet paid. Operating expenses not yet paid. How to record it? Increase the expense. That means decrease the equity. How much is that? 5,000. From other side, since it is not yet paid, it will increase what? Other payable. Accrued operating expense 5,000. That's all. So get the final values, people. Get the final values. So motor vehicles are there 396. Furniture fitting is there 99. Inventory is there, people, plus 20, plus 20, 40. If I am wrong, correct me. Yeah. Debtors are there 120. Cash, you do it, people. 100 minus 12 is 88. 87. 5. Equity also you all do it, people. So let me do the equity 70, 750, 750, 822, 822, 816, 875, 875, minus 90, 785, 783, 782, 794, 894, 894, 900, 900, 900.1. එහෙම දෙන්නේ 900.1. You do the calculation and tell me. Yeah, I did the mind calculation. Online people, tell me. Online people, tell me the cash amount and the equity amount. Cash amount and the equity amount. Aha, cal. Don't waste time. You all are given with a cal to use it. 900.1 හරි කියලා ඔන්ලයින් ළමෙක් කියනවා ඉක්විටි එක. ෆිසිකල් ළමයි. හරි. හොඳයිනේ. ඔළුව වැඩ කරනවා දේන. කෑෂ් එක ගන්න බල. How much cash is there? Aha. 37.5. Then 997.5. Cash. No. Any other answer for cash? මම කරන්න ඕනේ දෙකක්. බෑ ඕක මට කරන්න බෑ. Okay, I'll do it. 300 minus 200, 100. 230 2 අප්පා අමාරු මේක අමාරු ඔළුව රිදෙනවා වගේ 230 425 424 425.1 420.1 520 ආච්චිලාට යකෝ මුන්ට කැල් එකක් දීලා ගාන හදාගන්න බෑනේ බැරියා 425.1 කියලා ඔන්ලයින් ළමයෙක් කියනවා 425.1 425.1 online someone confirm this 425.1 625.1 ayyo 425.1 majority of the people are saying 425.1 so I am going to lock the answer as 425.1 na? Okay I am going to lock the answer as 425.1 cool so look at the part B people of the question part B they are asking us to find the profits so මෙතනට ලියා ගන්නකො closing equity කියලා closing equity හරි දැන් ඕක ගෙදර ගිහිල්ලා හොයාගන්න okay 425.1 is the answer most of the students gave so I locked it based on the majority I locked it if majority වැරදි නම් කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ majority is telling 425.1 is correct yes so part B they are asking read the question and see they are asking you to find the profit using what method net asset method so write that formula that I gave you lamai closing equity equals tell me opening equity plus additional capital minus drawings plus the net profit බලන්න තු ලියන්න බෝඩ් එකේ බලන්න තු ලියන්න write it without looking at the board closing equity equals opening equity plus additional capital minus drawings plus the net profit okay how much is the closing equity is there lamai 900.1 is there we'll take the opening additional capital as the opening equity finally you are getting the same answer it doesn't matter you take it under open equity or additional capital whatever the item that you take finally you are going to get the same answer 700 two additional capitals are there no here two additional capitals are there tick දෙකක් දාගන්න ඒ දෙන්නටම tick දෙකක් 112 one drawing is there minus 1 එයාට tick එකක් දාගන්න plus the net profit now we'll convert this back to the net asset formula people 900.1 take it to the other side minus 700 take it to the other side minus 112 take it to the other side plus 1 is equal to the net profit then how much is the net profit lamai that you are getting දැන් හරි වරද්දන්න නැතුව ගාන ගියපා at least tell me the correct value now without making a mistake 89.1 89.1 okay so physical students are saying 89.1 online people can you confirm with a thumbs up yes good perfect so here we found the profits Finish it. Okay. So here we found the profit using the net asset method. Next, they are asking us to prepare the income statement. Let's quickly prepare the income statement, people. Put the format. Statement of profit or loss. Statement of profit or loss. Statement of profit or loss. So we'll start with the sales. Start with the sales. So you look at this. We have two sales. Here one sale is there 130. Here one sale is there 200. Then in total, what's the sales lamai? 130 plus 200. Total sales are 330. Total sales are 330. Then next we have the cost of sales. So cost of sales also we have to don't take opening inventory plus purchases minus closing inventory. Bloody waste of time. Here you have the cost of the item sold 80. Here you have cost of the item sold 130. So 80 plus 130 how much? 210. Then get me the GP lamai. Gross profit how much is there? 120 gross profit is there. 120 gross profit is there. Tick da ganna item, tick da ganna, took it. Then we can move to other income. Other income. What are the other income we have? Discount received is there, commission income is there. Discount received 2.5, commission income 75. Discount received 2.5, commission income 75, altogether 77.5. Then here we are getting 197.5. Then we can deduct the expenses. Discount allowed expense is there. Discount allowed 6.4. Operating expenses 90. Operating expense. Look at this, people. I am writing like this. Here 90. Here 5. This one also operating expense. No? Here 90. Here 5. Altogether 95. 95. Then we have the interest expense 2. Interest expense 2. Then depreciation expense 5. Depreciation expense 5. So what's the total expense that you have? Total expense 102, 108.5. 108.4. 108.4. Am I correct? 108.4. 95, 100, 102, 108.4. Correct. Get the net profits. Net profits. How much is the value? 89.1. Another. Yes. It should be the same. Same as this. 89.1. So for you to find the net profit, you have two methods. One is net asset method, other one is the income statement. Always you have to read the question and identify whether they are asking the net asset method or the income statement. Always you have to read the question and identify. Yeah. Okay. So the last part, statement of financial position. Quickly prepare the balance sheet, people. Statement of financial position. SOFP. So we'll do the classification here. Motor vehicles, non-current assets. Furniture fittings, non-current assets. Inventory, current asset. Debtor, current asset. Cash, current asset. Creditor, current liability. Bank loan, non-current liability. Other payables, current liability. This is the closing equity. Closing equity. So start with the non-current assets. Non-current assets. We have motor vehicles. Motor vehicles 396. Then furniture fittings. Furniture fittings 99. Then here total non-current assets are 495. Then the current assets. Inventory, debtor, cash. Inventory, debtor, cash. Inventory is there 40. Debtor is there 120. Cash is there 4 to 5.1 as you all said. Here you are getting the total assets. Total assets. So 160, 485, 585.1. 585.1. Correct me if I am wrong. Methana 0. Methana 8. Methana 10. 1080.1. 1080.1 is the value that I got. I don't know whether it is correct. You all check it. You don't write my numbers. You all check it. You all check it. You all do it alone. Then we can move to the equity people. In the class also I have told you, don't waste time writing opening equity, additional capital, minus drawings, plus net profit. No need. Directly you have the closing equity. Write the closing equity directly. No need to waste time. In the question, if they are specifically asking you to write it. If not, no need to waste time. We have the closing equity, no. So directly we'll write it. Then non-current liability. Bank loan. Bank loan 87. Then current liability. Creditor. Other payable. Creditor is there 88. Other payables are there 5. So here 93. Here you will be getting total equity. Total equity and liability. Check whether it is balancing. Online people also check it. Online people also check it whether it is balancing. Ishra is telling same answer. 1080.1. Adil is telling yes, it's balancing. 1080.1, 1080.1. Telling. Cool. So with that, people, we are done with how many areas? 2 areas are done. What are the 2 areas? Unit number 1, accounting and its purpose. Unit number 2, accounting equation. So what are the another 2 areas that we are left out with? Double entries and the unit number 4, prime entry books, control accounts, ledgers, reconciliation, correction of errors. Okay. So we'll take the first break now. We'll take the first break now. So I might give you 2 breaks because we have the class till 2:33 again. Okay. So we will have 2 breaks. We'll take the first break now. The time is 10:47. Okay. We'll take a 13 minutes break. We'll start again at 11 o'clock. We'll resume again at 11 o'clock. We'll try to finish off maybe unit number 3. After that, let's see. Okay. So take the break. Take the break. We'll meet again at 11 o'clock, people.